The rain had started just after dusk, a slow drizzle that clung to the streets and turned the city into a shimmering blur of neon reflections. He hadn't planned on ending up in that part of town. Too many memories, too many ghosts. But something in him resisted the usual path home. He was in his late 30s now, the weight of the years stitched into the lines beneath his eyes. The job at the firm had drained him. Not just the hours, but the politics. The endless meetings, the gnawing sense that none of it mattered. 3 weeks ago, he'd quit without warning. No 2 weeks' notice. Just walked out of the boardroom mid-presentation, left his badge and phone on the polished oak table and never looked back. Since then, his days had been a blur of wandering and restless sleep. He tried meditation, then whiskey. Long walks turned into longer nights. He avoided friends, ignored family calls, choosing instead the company of silence and strangers. That night, the rain led him to the old district, once thriving, now decaying beautifully. Brick buildings with faded signs, alleys echoing with the past. He passed the boarded-up theater where he'd taken his first love, the bakery with the broken neon sign, the tattoo shop that still played 90s rock loud enough to shake the windows. Familiar but different, like revisiting a dream. The bar wasn't marked by a sign, just a cracked red door with a single dim light above it. He hesitated before pushing it open. Inside, the air was thick with incense and something floral, something old. Jazz played low from a record player in the corner, and time felt suspended. A few patrons sat scattered nursing drinks, eyes shadowed with stories. He slid into a booth and ordered something he didn't recognize, letting the burn of it anchor him. That's when he saw her. Lisara. She didn't walk so much as glide, crimson dress catching the light like flame. Her eyes met his as if she had been expecting him. Not the him of today, bearded, worn, uncertain, but some version of him he barely remembered being. She sat without asking.
You took your time,
She said, voice a melody that seemed to settle into his bones. He opened his mouth, then closed it. How could he explain the steps that led him here? The unraveling of a life, the quiet rebellion against a world that demanded too much and gave too little. He simply nodded. Outside, the rain fell harder, washing the city clean. Inside, the crimson hour began.